Hello, my name is Russell Myers. Welcome to Issues Unite. I promised that I was going to be trying out some new things. Now, this is a new one for me. I hope it works out well. And so today I'm going to look at the Trump-Russia transcript. Most people have not read this transcript. They have no urge to read the transcript. The transcript is really short. Now, I am going to leave out most of it. I am going to post a link to the entire transcript on CNN below. You can read the whole thing if you want. Honestly, I'm going to tell you that most of it sounds actually kind of gay. I'm not homophobic, but reading Trump and Ukrainian President Zelensky talking about, oh, I hope we can meet in Poland, and you can come back to Ukraine with me. We can take my plane, or maybe we can take your plane, because yours is probably better. There's just something. If you read through it, you'll see what I mean. It just doesn't. For somebody like Trump, it's creepy. Anyway, so if you want to read the whole thing, then you can read the whole thing. The media is not going to report most of this. So, all right, let's launch into this. And where are we? Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. So here it is. I'm going to skip over the first part because it's just them bragging on themselves and complimenting each other and, whatever. All right, so here's where any part with any meat comes in. Zelensky, I'm very grateful to you for that because the United States is doing quite a lot for Ukraine. Much more than the European Union, especially when we are talking about sanctions against the Russian Federation. Keep in mind, Ukraine and Russia are against each other. So he's thanking Trump for helping Ukraine against Russia. What happened to Russiagate? What happened to Mueller? Why isn't the media reporting on any of this? They don't even mention this. All right. I would also like to thank you for your great support in the area of defense. Defense against whom? Against Russia. We are ready to continue to cooperate for the next steps. Specifically, we are almost ready to buy more javelins from the United States for defense purposes. Buy more javelins from the United States for defense purposes against Russia. Trump, I would like you to do us a favor, though, because our country has been through a lot, and Ukraine knows a lot about it. I would like you to find out about what happened with this whole situation with Ukraine. They say CrowdStrike. I guess you have one of your wealthy people, the server. They say Ukraine has it. Who is CrowdStrike? CrowdStrike is the private security company hired by the DNC. They are the only ones that had any access to the DNC servers. The DNC servers were allegedly destroyed or just disappeared. The FBI never got to see the servers. The CIA never got to see the servers. And yet, they're addressing something about Ukraine having the CrowdStrike servers. Why would Trump want the information from the DNC servers if he was guilty of collusion with Russia and all this stuff? This doesn't make any sense. The media isn't telling you about this part. And this is the first part, the first thing that Trump brings in here. This is the first thing. There are a lot of things that went on, the whole situation. I think you're surrounding yourself with some of the same people. I would like to have the Attorney General call you or your people, and I would like you to get to the bottom of it. This is about the CrowdStrike server. As you saw yesterday, that whole nonsense ended with a very poor performance by a name named Robert Mueller, an incompetent performance. But they say a lot of it started with Ukraine. Not Russia, Ukraine. Whatever you can do, it's very important that you do it if that's possible. Zelensky. I will personally tell you that one of my assistants spoke with Mr. Giuliani just recently, and we are hoping very much that Mr. Giuliani will be able to travel to Ukraine, and we will meet once he comes to Ukraine. I just wanted to assure you once again that you have nobody but friends around us. Us being Ukraine. I'm not fond of Giuliani, but, all of this stuff about focusing on Giuliani is just another diversion. Still Zelensky. We are great friends, and you, Mr. President, have friends in our country, so we can continue our strategic partnership. Read that again. Strategic partnership. Not with Russia, with Ukraine. I also plan to surround myself with great people, and in addition to that investigation, I guarantee, as the President of Ukraine, that all the investigations will be openly and candidly. That I can assure you. So, all right, Trump, the other thing, that it's not until here that he mentions anything about Biden. All right, the other thing, there's a lot of talk about Biden's son, that Biden stopped the prosecution, and a lot of people want to find out about that. So whatever you can do with the Attorney General would be great. Biden went around bragging that he stopped the prosecution, so if you can look into it, it sounds horrible to me. All right, now first of all, I don't think any governments should have been, outside of Ukraine, should have been involved in this at all. This was about corruption inside of Ukraine. This was a domestic, problem. This was a sovereign Ukraine problem. And if you have not seen the video of Biden literally bragging about using $1 billion of your tax dollars to stop the investigation into the gas company that his son worked for, then you're just not paying attention, or you're only paying attention to what you're being told to pay attention to and what you want to pay attention to. You're not seeking the truth. You're only trying to see what you want to see. So, Zelensky, I wanted to tell you about the prosecutor. First of all, I understand and I'm knowledgeable about the situation. Since we have won the absolute majority in our parliament, the next prosecutor general will be 100% my person, my candidate, who will be approved by the parliament and will start as a new prosecutor in September. He or she will look into the situation specifically to the company that you mentioned in this issue. The issue of the investigation of the case is actually the issue of making sure to restore the honesty, so we will take care of that and will work on the investigation of the case. On top of that, I would kindly ask you if you have any additional information that you can provide to us. It would be very helpful for the investigation to make sure that we administer justice in our country with regard to the ambassador to the United States from Ukraine. As far as I recall, her name was Ivanovich. All right, the rest of it doesn't have anything of any substance. I mean, this, look how little there was of any substance in here. So, and even that is just full of fluff. So, yes, Biden did blackmail the literal Nazi president of the Ukraine after helping to install him in a coup, CIA-backed coup, to overthrow the democratically elected president of Ukraine. That even the Nazis still kept the investigation into their gas company for corruption going until Biden brought a stop to it. The company that his son was making $600,000 a year working for after getting kicked out of the Navy for testing positive for cocaine. Now, none of this means that I back anything about Trump. Yes, he's crooked. But when you're talking about impeachment for this, I mean, what is this? What does this really say? Okay, so he asked for information about this. Yes, he's asking about corruption, ironically, in our government. As corrupt as he is, he's asking about corruption of somebody else. All corruption is bad. I don't care who it is. So you're trying to use corruption against corruption. All right, so read the whole thing if you want to. If not, go ahead, put your thoughts below, and I'd like to hear opposing views on this. So, talk to you later. Have a good day.